Do you think Bitcoin will reach 100K by 2026? We put up the poll. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people answered, and the high majority said yes. Bitcoin will reach 100K by 2026. Bitcoin 100K has grabbed the attention of the world, and it's starting to grow monumentally. They printed t-shirts, Bitcoin 100K. Everyone is starting to chant Bitcoin 100K, 200K, 500K, 1 million. But what if I told you 95% of people are wrong about how high Bitcoin has gone in every single cycle so far? Whatever the high majority of people are saying, usually the opposite happens. So what if I told you it's highly unlikely Bitcoin reaches 100K in this next market cycle? But what if I backed it up by facts? What if I showed you this chart right here, which has cold, hard facts that are screaming that the high majority of people will be wrong again? Don't be on the wrong side of the fence. Watch this video, study it, take notes, and see what Bitcoin is going to do, because you must know by now, Bitcoin likes to surprise everybody and do the opposite of what everybody is chanting. And now that Bitcoin has entered phase 2 of the bull run, things are going to start picking up steam. And it's going to be roughly 90% of people that say we will go over 100K. But unfortunately, that's the group that are going to get slaughtered. Don't get slaughtered with them. Let's study the facts together. And after this video, you can make the judgment based on the facts that are displayed clearly, neatly, and simply in this video, and you can be the judge. You already know markets surprise everybody. Markets never ever do what everyone is screaming. And it's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee. Welcome in if you're new. My name is Steve. On this channel, we take no paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links down below. We've never accepted any money to promote dirty coins or dirty crypto companies. What do we do instead? We talk about the cold hard facts in the charts that actually help people. The only thing I ask is that you hit the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up on this. You can also follow us on Twitter at CryptoCrewU. So here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, we're on the monthly chart. And what we have in front of us is an absolute legendary find that is going to save you a tremendous amount of money and make you stacks and stacks of cash. What we have in front of us is we're looking at the distinct cycles of Bitcoin, okay? In this first cycle in the year 2021, Bitcoin rose an astounding 320 some odd %, right? And what I've noticed is that if you take this percentage and you divide it by 5.3, it projects out the next major move in the next cycle years from now. Meaning, go ahead in your calculator, plug in this number, 320,714%. and click divide by 5.3. It equals this number. Meaning, once we have this number, all we need to do is find the bottom and project out years before it happens what the next top will be. It said that we will top at this price, which is exactly the price we topped at years later. But it doesn't stop there. You've got your calculator in your hand already. Go ahead and plug this number in, 60,911 divided by 5.3. Once we finish this market cycle, we already have the percentage, we divide it by 5.3, and we already know the number. And what we need to do is just find the next bottom. As soon as the bottom hits, we project out. Okay, the next market cycle is going to go up 11,442%. Once we find the bottom, we can project out where the next cycle will top years before it happens. So we went up 11,000. It told us that we were going to have our market cycle top right here, which is exactly where we had our market cycle top, years in advance. And we'll do it again. You've got your calculator. You got 11,442%. Go ahead and plug it in your calculator. Divide it by 5.3. it tells us that the following market cycle will go up 2,200%. So we found the bottom and we projected out 2,200%. Years before it happened, it told us that we would top somewhere up here, which is exactly where we topped. To the T. Take your phone, tilt it to the side, hit that subscribe button. Bitcoin is having diminishing returns by a factor of 5.3, precisely 5.3 times weaker every single cycle. So for you to say we're going to go above 100K, which means that we need to take everything that Bitcoin has done for 13 years and somehow do something drastically different. Bitcoin's been doing the same thing for 13 years. The same cycle has the distinct cycle advantages, every single cycle right on schedule. So in other words, if you don't believe in the math, do the opposite of everybody. In this last market cycle, you know they were calling for Bitcoin 100K. They printed t-shirts, Bitcoin 100K. We made a video about it. We said, look at this hype about 100K. It's highly not going to happen, highly unlikely to happen. Instead, we just followed the 5.3 theory. Keep in mind, going against the majority is so important. When we were at the bottom, when we were at 15, 16,000, who's the idiot telling you to buy Bitcoin? Me. Nobody else was. 85 to 90% of people were against me. They said, there's no way in hell the bottom is in. We're going below 10K. Don't buy anything until we go below 10K. That's what they were screaming. I was the only idiot, or idiot is in quotations, that was telling you to buy Bitcoin at 15, 16,000. Why? The facts and the charts, and it went against the high majority of people. Both need to be true for you to make substantial money. You have to go against the high majority, and there has to be ample facts in the charts. If you can have both be true, you're going to be swimming in the money. So if you're wondering, where is the latest projection of the top based on this percentage here? I have to unveil it because, again, the high majority of people will be screaming. I cannot stress this enough. 2024 is going to be a big year in crypto. It's going to be a big year that's going to draw a lot of eyeballs, and there's going to be even more chanting for 100K. Next year, it's going to be big, especially towards the end of next year. Towards the end of next year, it will seem a certainty that we're going to get above 100K. Even Grandma Betty will tell you we're definitely going to get above 100K. Everybody will be certain of it. That is when you need to be leery in markets. Whenever people are certain that something's going to happen, the opposite will happen. Case in point, last year in 2022, I made a video calling for the bull run to start in 2023. At the time, it was laughable to say the bull run would start in 2023. What happened is the stock market was supposed to have the worst year ever in 2023. All the world's top economists said 2023, bloodbath. All the world's top experts on Bitcoin said 2023, bloodbath. I was the idiot going completely against the grain based on the facts and the charts. And I made a video saying that Bitcoin will have the start of the bull run. So will stocks. Roll the clip. Now, let me get to my third and final bold prediction for 2023. This one is a little bit more controversial, but everybody on planet Earth who is a world economist, a global economist that has a track record of 30, 40 years, they're all saying that 2023 is going to be worse than 2022. All of them. All of them. And I think that the charts are saying the bull run will start in 2023. That was last year. I said that Bitcoin is going to enter the bull run. Stocks would enter the bull run 2023. It became laughable. But what happened? The stock market had the best start in 6 months that it's had in the past 40 years. And Bitcoin just merely more than doubled in price. Now it's undisputable that 2023 was the start of the bull run. I said that we entered the bull run, phase one, back in February of this year. I said it's highly likely that Bitcoin entered the bull. That's February of this year, based on the facts in this chart right here. We had the Traders Dynamic Index. We had our red line cross above the green line, and I said this, roll the clip. We are either just about to start our bull run, or we may have just started our bull run. That was way back in February, where I said that Bitcoin entered phase one of the bull, completely going against the grain. This is how I want you to invest. I want you to go completely against the grain, especially if something is a certainty. And number two, it has to be based on facts in the charts. Now, let's unveil it, because everybody's going to be chanting 100K, but it just doesn't look likely. It looks very unlikely that we get to 100K. And the biggest question about the 5.3 theory, and this is the biggest thing people get wrong, I'm going to address it, because they say, oh, the 5.3 theory eventually has to break. You're completely getting it wrong. It will not break. This will happen instead. Let me show you this, and then I'm going to show you how everybody has been wrong about this point. It's a key point that I need to identify. So first and foremost, you go ahead and pop into your calculator, because cycle after cycle after cycle, 5.3, 5.3, 5.3, 5.3. It's happened every single cycle for the history of mankind. So if it continues, you take 2,200 divided by 5.3, it equals 415, right? So we go from the bottom of the market up 415%, and that will take us to the market cycle top for Bitcoin, which is scheduled to happen potentially as early as the tail end of 24 or the middle of 25, right? So we're going to go up 415%. 415% is roughly $79,000 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin topped at this, it would technically be a triple top. And a triple top is a major trend reversal to the downside, right? We have incredible market structure at 70K. So that's what the facts are saying. Now, let me get to the point where everybody gets it wrong about the 5.3 theory. They say, well, that's kind of cool. 5.3, I like it, but it can't continue forever, so it can't be true. This completely misses the point that I've been making for years. What Bitcoin is likely to do is enter a very specific cycle phase. Now, let me show you what I mean by this. Every 20 or 30 years, potentially every 40 years, the stock market does this. And this is what Bitcoin is going to do. The stock market will go sideways for a decade, leading a lot of people to give up. A lot of people capitulate, but the market rejuvenates itself and prepares for the next parabolic 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And then it will go into this down phase again. For a decade, for the whole 70s, it moved sideways. It was pretty much dead. Right? And then it rejuvenated for the next parabolic 30, 40 years, right? And then again, boom, another decade of sideways action. It's highly likely that this 5.3 theory is going to lead Bitcoin into potentially like a decade of sideways action. And then this whole thing will rejuvenate itself, and then we'll start over again. Meaning all of these cycles that we saw so far for this cycle, like starting from the bottom to the top, this will be considered all one cycle, and that will repeat after that whole flush out stage of about a decade. It's what crypto needs to flush out. A lot of people are going to jail, but there's a lot more people that need to go to jail first. A lot more. And the market needs to refresh itself, rejuvenate. We need all the idiots to capitulate, to give up so they can sell it to us. And then we'll be in this 10-year cycle of going sideways, or about 10 years. And then the most bullish cycle that Bitcoin has seen in a long, long, long time will come right after that 10 years is finished. And it will be enormous. And then this whole thing will cycle again. This will all be one enormous cycle, just like the chart I showed you. So incredible stuff. Nobody knows when Bitcoin will top. This is based on math, which is based on the Fibonacci, which is based on facts in the charts. I like to go by facts. Of course, anybody can make an emotional opinion. Oh, I think we're going to go to 250,000, but they have no proof. We're not making these guessing games. I'm basing it purely on facts, And I want to get to the third thing that you need to do to become successful, right? We talked about 2 videos ago. The first one was live below your means. The second one was investing. The third thing, you only need to master 3 skills for you to become incredibly successful. And the third skill is you have to believe it's going to happen. You have to believe it unequivocally, without a doubt, that you are going to achieve your goal. There has to be absolutely 0 doubt. I want you to imagine yourself standing in a room with every single friend there and every single family member there. This is how much you need to believe it. Imagine yourself in that room, all of your friends there, all of your family there. You're on stage and everyone laughs at you and they said, there's no way you can do it. And you still believe you can do it, even though every friend, every family member is saying, no way in hell you can do that, and you still believe it. That means you genuinely believe it. You have to believe it or it will never happen. Most people will wait for other people to believe in them. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't believe it, here's what's true about your life right now. You may say, oh, I'm in a tough financial situation now. Oh, I'm not doing good now. I'm not boom, 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 boom. Whatever is happening in your life right now is what you believe to be true. You've achieved exactly the level that you believe in yourself right now. So if you're like, man, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, that's what you think about yourself. And it sucks to say that, but that is a fact. Nobody's told you that before because they've never woken you up. Whatever situation you're in your life right now is exactly what you'd believe to be true about yourself right now. If you truly believed you're meant to be successful, you will get there. Your mind will only do what it's told to do. Your mind is like a computer. Tell it information, it will do it. You've been telling yourself, I'm broke, I'm this, I'm lazy, I can't do it, I can't commit to the gym, I can't lose weight, I can't stop smoking. Look at your life. Whatever is true. If you're successful right now, let's say you're a millionaire right now, you probably believe that you're a millionaire. That's how you got to this position. But in order to get to the next level, you have to believe it or it will never happen. That is a fact. Those are the 3 things, the 3 skills you need to master to become successful. It's not this long laundry list. It's 3. If you don't have time to master 3 things, you'll never be successful. Comment down below. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.